the first phase basically incorporated the you know, it was basically the basics. You know, I mean, they teach you pretty much everything except how to breathe and eat. They were teaching us how to walk, how to double time, you know, make our racks, mark our gear. I mean, even our T-shirts, or even the skivvies. Even, I mean, all that. I mean, just about everything that you owned. They wanted you to stamp your name on it. The second phase was the field training. That was where we did the marksmanship and then the survival. We actually would go out to Camp Pendleton, and that's where they trained us for that. I wish I could say that I was really good with the marksmanship, but I struggled. I didn't do as well as I made it. I had to be kept back, and I finally did pass it with so I did get marksman. But I am proud to say that before the time I ended my active service, I did make it to expert. So yeah, that kind of is a dramatic improvement. And then the third phase, basically, it's kind of the finishing phase. You know, they would like hone some of our military skills more. You know, we focused more on close order drill, more practical. There was more education or practical application. It was a lot of it, you know, like history, and also like, you know, like what to do and not to do, that kind of thing. And of course, after the third phase was, of course, graduation, and then. Well, toward the end, it was kind of neat, because you know the whole purpose of what they did to us from the beginning was just pretty much like breaking us down, and then that's kind of what they did. But then at a certain point, and then they start building you back up. So by the time the third phase rolled on, I mean, we were just, you know, we were ready to just unleash us, you know, just we were ready to go out there and get them. That was quite an experience. You know, and this is true, the first 2 weeks was really the toughest. That was the adjustment period. You know, we were basically a bunch of young civilians, and we were going to be acclimatized to military life. And then, boy, I tell you, the drill instructors, they really obliged. I mean, they you know, yelled at you. You know, they called you things that you might not have liked to be called. Well, not real bad, but you know, they would kind of, you know, like taunt us. You know, I mean, it was kind of tough. I could see why, you know, some guys had a harder time than others. We even had a guy, and he was so bad that they just discharged. He was even requesting a discharge like within his first week. It was that tough on him. I didn't serve during a shooting where I served during peacetime, even though the Cold War was going on, but it was considered peacetime. So I consider myself fortunate in that regard too. I'm really concerned about young people going in now, especially with the Army and the Marine Corps, because you know, that they're going overseas and they may be having to kill people. I thank the good Almighty God that I never had to take another life for this country. A lot of those fellas, especially if they go in the infantry or any kind of security service, they probably will have to. And so I have nothing but the utmost respect for those people. I really do. If a young person was to ask me if they should serve, I don't want to necessarily discourage it, but I think I would ask them if you do, and depending on where you go, you know, do you think you could prepare yourself to, you know, possibly, you know, have to, you know, take another life, you know, because that's something I never had to do, whereas, you know, they might. So I think that's the one thing that I would tell young people, you know, that were wanting to serve. these days.